Hello everyone. Today I'll be doing a journal flip through of my most recent completed journal. And I bought this journal off of a girl. Her name is Jessica Junk Journals. And she is on Instagram and Facebook. So I'll put the links below. And it came with this little tassel. And I added this pin that was from my niece's 3rd birthday party. Her little sash that said birthday girl. And then this little mushroom came off of an earring that one of my daughters wore in Puerto Rico, and she lost the other one. So I just hung the little mushroom on there. And it's so chunky, it won't even stay closed. So I used this old headband from one of my daughters from when she was a baby to close it. And I'll show you. So if it doesn't have anything, it just wants to open up like this. So it's super chunky. I ended up taking some pages out of it too to fit some more, but it still ended up pretty big. And so, yeah, she made it with a little golden book, and it has these cute little buttons on the spine. And then this is this view on the back. So on the first page, I just put my name, and here I included the start and finish date. So this journal was for about 3 months worth of documenting. And this envelope, I just sewed around it to give it some detail and added this little scrappy tag. And then I have a picture of myself and this tag with like current favorites and my current age and things like that. And I made this from a collage masterboard, and then I cut it into tags and different things. These might have been, and I think this was 2 different collage boards, but I just sew around it, and then I back it on some tea dye paper or whatever paper. And yep, so then I use all these tags are either scraps from different things or pieces of ribbon that I have lying around. So that's how I put those there. I just stapled them on. For this first page, or not first page, but this next entry, I used another one of those collage board tags to journal. And then this is a doily off of Etsy, and I'll put all the links below from the different places I got different things. And yeah, so this was just a day we went to the beach, and here are my 2 daughters, and I added here, this is from one of those 12 by 12 scrapbooking, like one of those sheets that you fill in, like one of those clear pocket sheets. And I cut off a piece to just put a little pocket here, and then I just inserted this, so it just comes in and out, but you don't have to take it out because it's see-through. Here's one day that we made gummies, so I journaled about that. We made gummies from scratch, and they were pretty good, but the girls thought they'd be sweeter, but since they were like organic and organic juice and all, they were not as sweet as a traditional gummy. So this here is also a printable from the same shop, from Little Bindy shop. And then this is a mashup of things. So here I did a doily. This card I got with this journal. It came with the journal, and it's just from Jessica, like a thank you card. And she also sent me this plain card, and then like instructions or a description of what a junk journal is. And then I just did some journaling in the back. And then here this is my first pile of compost. I have a compost bin in the backyard, and so I just documented that there. And this tape is not great, it just keeps peeling off. I have a journal with me video for this entry, so these 3 pages here. I made this from a mailer envelope, and I just collaged around it and left the window open. And then I did like a big tag, like a scrappy or a scrapbooking tag with the pictures, and then the journaling in the back. And that goes there. And then here I made this ahead of time. So I make a lot of like snippets and tickets. If you watch Paper Terrace, she does this all the time, and then they're really handy to just use in different ways in your journal. So here I used it as a little tuck spot where I put this picture of the journals that I made, and I journaled in the back and added a little tab, probably from my scraps. And then another doily. So I really like doilies to journal, and I usually get them from Little Bindy or Willowbound Journals. But there's another girl that I found on Etsy, and hers are so crisp and they print out really beautifully. So I'll put her shop down below too. Let's see here. This page, my daughter, she got this little book of affirmations, and so she's given me so many of them. And so I just put some of them here and her little notes, and then this little note that she gave me. This is from a day that we went to the zoo. So I used this card that I had from like an ABC stack of animal cards, and I cut out this zoo, the zoo's name from the map, and I made it into a little tab, and then I put another tab there. But this is just a flip out, and I just have a picture of the girls there. And then on the background, I used the park's map as the background for the paper. And then this continues about the day in the zoo. I don't think I did anything like highly specific here, but so, and then here I have this paper clipped with this. This is like one of those treat bags, like cellophane treat bags, and I use that as a little flip and pocket for additional pictures, and then our receipt from the zoo, and a little journaling tag or journaling card with a little tab. And then I added this photo strip that we took there, and one of those coins that you put in for the press penny machine with a tiger. So, and this is why this has to be paper clipped, because the bag is so loose they just fly out. Here, this was our the Valentine's Day entry. I put my husband's card in the envelope that he gave me, and then my daughter gave me this card too, so I slipped it in there. And then when I came home, they had like sweets and balloons, and it was just so sweet. So it was a nice day, and so that's what that's about. And then my husband also gave me a free foot rub coupon, and then my son, he ended up like trying to give me a foot rub too. So that's what this picture is, and it was just really cute. And then this came off of a children's book, and I cut it out because it was about Valentine's and Valentine's Day poems. This little tag was actually a sleeve from a shirt from one of my daughters. It doesn't fit her anymore, so I kept it for the lace. And this entry was about the new journals that I made them. So my 9-year-old, she's on her 3rd journal, and then my 6-year-old, she's on her 2nd journal. And so that's what this was about. This is my baby here, and we had a little girls' day. We went out for lunch and Dollar Tree because she loves Dollar Tree, and I documented that there. This is another mashup entry. Here I have this journaling card from my son. It was cold and he was wearing this hat and he just looked goofy, and so I took a picture of him. And this is from one of our favorite chocolates. It's like really good quality chocolate that's organic and all that. So I kept that, and then I slipped this in there. It's just a little tag with pictures with my babies and my nephew. Here, this is actually from the same day. I just did this little house here with journaling in there, and then a doily in the background. And these are, I'm sure if you watch any kind of journaling videos, then you know Little Bindy's shop already. But yeah, so that's where these are from. And then same thing with the little washi strip. In some of her kits, she has washi strips, so that's what those are. Here is a washi tape sample page, but I don't really like it. It's like too muted for me. But anyways, they're there. So I really love this illustration, so I left it blank. And same thing with this. I just decided to keep it in my journal. This was for Easter. My son was not amused about having these bunny ears on. I did some journaling in here. And then it just goes in that pocket. And this came off of one of their Easter baskets that my sister made for them. So I just stapled it on there. It's kind of chunky, so. And then my daughter, she made my husband and I some like Easter Day cards. So I just kept them there. And that's her fingerprint. That's a little egg. So that was cute. This entry is from my garden. This summer, I pretty much only grew sunflowers. I grew a few other things, but the sunflowers were the prettiest, and I just really like how they look outside from my room window. And I cut this one out to like make a little tab, and then I left this here because they're like farming the land, and so it reminded me of that. And then here in the background you can see I used this is from a paper pad from Claire Therese, and this is the farm one. And this came off of my niece's birthday, like birthday girl sash. I kept a little piece and I put him around in the journal. My husband, he bought a new truck and it's really nice and I'm just really proud of him. So that's what I journaled in here about. It has some journaling in this flip. And then it has when he filed for his business license. This is one of the letters that came, so I kept that. My girls, they want to do horseback riding, and one of my good friends has a horse, so we went to visit her horse, and so the next couple pages are about that. I cut this out of a children's book, and I used it to journal, and the horse's name is Luna, so I drew a little moon there, and that's the horse. And then here's when we went to visit their cousins, and my son again was not very amused that day, so I just put that picture there. Here's the Washi Wednesday tab. I ordered some washi tapes off of Washi Wednesday and they sent a sample card, and so I just cut off the piece that says Washi Wednesday and stapled it on there. This really pretty illustration came with the journal. So this was supposed to be a new baby journal. Like everything was baby themed and welcoming a baby home. So that's why some of the illustrations, like this one, the mama is pregnant. Well, I guess this is from this book. Anyways, I ended up using it just as my own journal. So I had to work around some of the pages. And so she included this, and it was just a flip, and I just left it there because I really liked it. And I just put the Washi Wednesday samples from the tapes that I got. And so here we have a children's book page that I didn't do anything with. One, because I liked how the pages looked, and also it was getting so chunky I really couldn't fit anything else on it or in it. This was for my niece's birthday. We went out to a winery and I put one of the labels from the wine there, and then in here I have some pictures and journaling. And then my daughter drew this picture for me, so I just included it there as a flip. And this is a picture of my daughter here, and then this is an old journaling card like from 2019. I just stuck it on there. And then another picture of her. This one I left blank because I liked the whole like the writing that was there and the illustration, so I decided not to cover it. Here I have this pocket with some journaling in here. Then I have some pictures from when we went out to eat. This little strip came off of a swap that I did, and she included like a whole roll of these little tickets, and it's so cool. So I used this one here as a belly band, and then I included a journaling card. And this is my daughter with her journal, and she just loves journaling. We love journaling together. well, both of them sit down and we just chit chat, and it's just fun. This is my son, who is a goofball. I said, let's take a picture, and he just looked at me serious, but then he laughed. And this reminded me of him. And then I just put a cute little bear there. I had this button lying around, and I just tied it to the page there. At work, I'm part of like the celebrations committee, so we threw a baby shower for one of the girls, and it was she's having a boy, and it was like a nautical theme, and this came off of one of the little clips, so I put that there. A doily for journaling. I think this one is from Willowbound Journals, but I'm not sure. And I just left that there because it was the mother and son, and it was just cute. My youngest daughter made this for me. It was like a journaling time. She said, a scrappy one, the way you make them. So I just put that there. This was when we went to the Strawberry Festival a couple towns over. And so I put this pocket here this is from Dollar Tree. It's like one of those classroom borders. And then I included some pictures, and some of them are double-sided with a tag, and then some journaling and on this journaling card. Then our family here, and then I just put a couple stickers and stuff. And then these are the tickets, like the admission tickets. And here's my son again. I guess he stays cranky for the pictures, but he's really not as cranky as he comes off in pictures. Then here I have some journaling, and then my girls, and this little flip. This is like one of those cut aparts from journaling pages. And then we got our caricatures done, so I put those there. That's just a copy of them. And this was a ticket that we had left over from the rides, like the carnival rides. And I had this from a chocolate box my husband had given me, so I just stapled that on there. And then again, here's that sash from her birthday, and she's a goofball. So I took a picture of this when she was doing this. She had me cracking up. And then I just journal about that. And then this is a printable off of Etsy. Doilies, I think, are really my favorite way to get the writing down because they contain what you can write. And then they just add color to the page. So my daughter made me this, and then my girl also made me this. So I kept these here in this pocket. Oh, this background paper is also a printable from Little Bindy. Then here I was documenting her birthday. So that's her nickname is Elena Bear. So I put a little bear there, and then I put the 3 because it says happy birthday, year old. So I just put 3. Yeah, so this napkin in the back was from her birthday, and of course I grabbed one. And then this is one of those pockets too, like the 12 by 12 pages. And I bought her it's like a personalized song from this company, and they're so great. It was my 4th time buying one. And so I just kept like the pages that they sent, and we went to the zoo on her actual birthday again. So I put that little strip of pictures there. And then this is when we went to the zoo, so like some zoo pictures. And these pages don't have a lot of written journaling. They just were mostly about the pictures. And it continues on. So on her birthday party, that's her there. And then they had a little like water splash pad thing, and that's my dad there, and some journaling. This tag came from a picture, like I bought a picture frame at Goodwill, and it had a painting there that I didn't like, but I just cut it into tags because it's like nice and thick. So I just put a new picture in the frame and then kept that. And then I just put, her middle name is Rose, so I just put a bunch of roses in here. And then this is a sunflower from my garden, and I had made this on my phone because I really like this quote, but I didn't end up doing anything else with it, so I just stuck it in here. So that just lives there. This is my daughter here. So one day she was not feeling well. Actually, none of us were, but she got hit pretty hard. So there's my sweet baby girl. And she made this for me, and that's her there. another mashup page. So here's another one of those affirmations things that my daughter leaves around for me. A little dress that she drew. And then we went to this restaurant. It was a crab house. And I just did like the rating. It was so good. This is a sticker that one of the girls gave me, and I just put there. And then a paper or a map. This was just a scrap I had lying around, so I just put it on there. And then that's my sister enjoying her crab legs. I left this pocket pretty much empty. It's just got a picture doodle that one of my girls did of the other one. And for some reason it's missing teeth, even though they're not missing any teeth. Another sweet illustration, so I just left it. This one I love. I didn't want to do anything with it. Here I just doodled some little line drawings. This day we went fishing, so I just journaled about that. And then here's me and my nephew. Printable doily here. This washi little strip is from, these are all from the same shop on Etsy. And then little envelope with more pictures. And then in here, I have some journaling that I kind of sealed. And it's like unrelated to this day actually. So it just lives there. And all these, what is this called? Ribbon strips and like this rickrack. The girl that made the journal, she had already included those. So they're really pretty. I like those a lot. The next couple pages are about our trip to Puerto Rico. I printed the pictures. So I actually figured out how to, well, I used Canva to put the pictures into like a Polaroid frame. And then I just printed it off in Dollar Tree printer paper. And it came out really nice. And so then the strips that were left from printing off my pictures, I used to hand letter some titles. Like you can see another one in here. And I got that idea off of a girl that does some journaling here on YouTube. And she does other videos, like lifestyle videos. So I'll put her link down below. But yeah, that's where I got that idea. And she also had the idea of looking up fonts, like on a font website. And you can type in what you want to write. And then you can just copy the lettering. So that was really cool. And so yeah, so here's the day that we got to Puerto Rico. I got this off of a vintage like cooking around the world book. So I had that, and then it had this. So it says the Caribbean, a paradise of culinary delights, and this picture of I found in an encyclopedia of Ponce, Puerto Rico. So I just put it there because I didn't have a lot of I didn't grab a lot of ephemera from there. I wasn't even thinking about it. We went to visit our family, and I just was in the moment, so I wasn't even thinking about keeping ephemera really. But I did find this in one of my books, and it talks about cooking in the Caribbean, and so I used it as a little tag with pictures and things. And then our flights, I kept those, and I made a belly band with this, but they slide around, so I use this little heart paper clip to hold it in place. And yes, so that is that. Then here I have this flip out tag with myself, my sister, and my sister-in-law. And then here's my grandma with all of the grandkids, and then the great grandkids and more family in there. And then I mentioned that while I was journaling, I was just talking to the girls, and I said, oh man, I wish I had a map of Puerto Rico. And then my littlest one, she made me this map. And she said, this is a map of Puerto Rico. So I included that there. Here's my grandma with my son and my kids. And here I have, so this is like in the book when they introduced the baby to the siblings. So I left it there because it was like our family reuniting again after a long time. So I thought that was nice. And then here I just have extra pictures. That's me and my husband after we got done dancing, my brother and I in this picture. and then some journaling. This card I got from that swap. So the same girl sent me this, and it's like a vintage kids card. And then here, my son's birthday was around the time that we went to Puerto Rico, so the girls made him a happy birthday card, and so I kept that. And we got to celebrate his birthday in Puerto Rico, which was pretty cool. I mean, he's only 2, he doesn't know, but so here's that, him, and it was pretty cool because my uncle had a flag and it was just in the background. That's him having a blast with a water gun on his birthday. I cut this out of a scrapbooking paper, and then I put a doily here. And then in Puerto Rico, we found this place called Mango's Coffee, and it had like the best breakfast. So we went there a couple times while we were there. And so I put the address here of the place. I did some journaling, and here's some pictures of us there and like one of the meals that we got. And then I put this little envelope here, and I made these 2 cards, or these 2 photos, into like postcards. So this is the view from my grandma's house, like from her porch, and this is at my uncle's house. And then I just wrote where it was at, and I just made it into a little postcard. And then there's another picture of my daughter. And this was cool because my brother, he used to race cars when he was young, like down ramps that were like homemade and stuff like that. And my husband found this car, and on the bottom it said 1986. So maybe it was my brother's, maybe it wasn't, but it was still cool to find. So we brought that home. Here's one of the beaches that we went to, and I made this little label with the scraps from the printer paper. I also made this photo strip in Canva, and it's a really affordable way to print your pictures if you have a bigger printer. I will say I have the Epson ink tank, or Eco Tank. Some of the pictures do come out dark, like if you see my hair is dark, but it's not really as dark. So just, I don't know, the darkness level is, or it's like too contrasted is what I'm trying to say. So in here I put some journaling and some more pictures of my girls. And then, oops, that's me. And then we were like looking for rocks, like sea glass type rocks. And so I kept one, and each one of the girls have one for their journal too. So let's live in there. Here I have another doily. This entry was about one of the Airbnbs that we stayed at. It was so beautiful. It had like, it was wrapped with mango trees all throughout their property. So you could just grab mangoes right off of the tree and eat them. And there was all kinds of animals just roaming around. There was like turkeys, chickens, a couple dogs. And so I put this little bird here for that. And then I just wrote about that. And then they had a swing too, so the girls and I were there. This I cut out of a children's book probably, or you know, some book. So I just cut it out and I used it as a, let's see this. So I put a doily and then did some journaling, and this is our family there. I put our bag tickets here, and then I made the title there too, using a font from a font website. Like I just looked at it and copied it. And then here I just have the extra photos, one of those clear pockets again. And so this entry is like smacked in the middle. My husband and I went out for Super Bowl Sunday, and then I just did like some collaging about that. And so it's like smacked in the middle of our Puerto Rico trip, because I had done this before we went to Puerto Rico. So this is another beach that we went to. It actually has spots where the sand is completely black and it's like super sparkly. And I actually brought some to put in one of those little vials and to make a charm out of it. So again, some lettering here with that. I put our JetBlue bag tags there with a map of some country in Europe, because this is what I had. And I put some more pictures in here. And it's just so beautiful. Like you can see, these pictures are not at all edited. Like, it's so beautiful. Let's see. when you come back to the States from Puerto Rico, they inspect your bag to make sure that you're not bringing any agricultural items or like specific ones. So that's what this is. And then this says, let's go where the Wi-Fi is weak and the sun is strong. And that's essentially Puerto Rico. So I was like, that's perfect. And then that's a spot there. You can see the black sand, my feet. So I just journaled about that. Here are my girls. And then a picture on the drive. So anywhere you drive over there is just beautiful. So you could pull over the whole time and just take a picture. Here's another spot that we went to. I used the doily and I backed it with some scrapbooking paper and I journaled on that. And then there's my husband and I, my daughter. We climbed up the giant, there was like these giant boulders. You can see them here, like that's tiny people there. And that's the boulder. And here's where people were jumping off of. So I put jumping off rock in a little location tag. But yeah, my daughter and I were climbing up on the rocks. And so this is the view from the top. The guy at the food stand gave all the kids a lollipop. So I kept the lollipop wrapper. Let's see. So that's the belly band there that I made with the title. I put photos. I made this out of some scrap paper. I made a little pocket. And here I have more pictures. And then this was at night. We went out to eat and there's my husband eating ice cream with my son. And it was just such a sweet moment. So I love this picture. And then we were walking down the street and here's some journaling. Let me see. I used scrap pieces of the map page as kind of washi on this page. And so this was the last day of Puerto Rico. So I have a doily with some journaling. We took some pictures, the kids there. And here's my mom with all her grandkids. My sweet little niece who has like the best smile. And then I made a title of like going home. I added some more of the bag tags there. This is like a claim check for the stroller. And I made this envelope out of a map of France. So yeah, I should have gotten something from over there, but I wasn't even thinking about it. So this is my grandma's cooking, which is delicious. Here's my grandma with all her great grandkids. So this was such a sweet picture. I should print it off bigger. But in addition to my journal, I make a yearly photo album that I just print off pictures all bound together in an album. So these are just like extra, really. Some pictures there. And so that's the view from my grandma. Isn't that beautiful? Yep. So that's where these go. I could put that in there too, but it just adds another layer to the pocket. Oh, and my daughter made another scrappy tag for me, so that's what this is. She also made this envelope for me that says love. And then she drew a picture, and so I just put that there. Or I think she gave it to me with this. Here's just like a random page. This is tags from the Lullaby Club. It's an Australian-based company, and I love their clothing. So I put that there, and then I had this wish list of random stuff that I wanted. This came with the journal, so I put it there, and then I put a little fairy sticker. My daughter gave me this letter, and then I have some pictures of her jazz recital with the doily there. This is my favorite shampoo that I use, and it's an organic brand. And so I did some journaling on the bottom about something else, but I just stuck the packaging there because I liked it. Here I made this page just with like random scraps that I had, and then I noticed that this said live and grow, so I highlighted that and I put a little location sticker on there. Here so I work out at home, and my kids, your kids do what you do. So here's some pictures of them like working out, even the little one. And I just thought it was so cute. That was on different days, but I just put it there. And then this is a linen printable. And then this sticker says, "You're strong, brave, capable, creative, and ready." So I put that there. This is one day that I was not feeling great. And so my daughter gave me another one of her little affirmations. And then she made me this. She put like those ice patches for like if you're gonna have a spa day, and a little mask and a free foot rub that can be up to half an hour. So she set this up herself and to make me feel better, and it was just so sweet. So that's what that page is about. My dad and my son have their birthday one day apart. So that's them there with a cake. And I put some more pictures in here. Some more pictures. And then I bought my son a nugget couch. So I put that there. But really all the kids can use it. But this is their little card that they sent. And my dad put frosting all over his face. So I put this here because he really did look like a clown. And I put a doily here with some journaling. This one is from Willowbound Journals. Here I bought a Sarah Silk. She has like open-ended toys in her shop. And I bought 2 swords for my youngest 2. And then my oldest was like, "Why didn't you think I wanted a sword?" And I really thought she had like maybe outgrown that because they're more like little kid toys. But it just made me happy. So I put this picture of her in a swing and I journaled about that. Like, she's still my baby. And then this illustration I didn't want to cover because I loved it. Same thing with this one here. And it's just so chunky, like nothing else fits. This is my youngest daughter. She made me a Happy Mother's Day card. So I folded that one up and put it in there. And then lastly, I have my oldest daughter. She made me this card for Mother's Day. And it comes out like this. And then she put her fingerprints there, which is sweet. And yeah, I just love it. She did some watercoloring. And that is the whole journal. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will show you my next journal when I make it. It is going to be a bigger one, like in size, because all my journals have been about this size. So I'm ready to try something a little bit bigger. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, let me know below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.